The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for Thursday, December 4th reveals Deacon Sharp will flirt with Taylor Hayes. Also coming up, Hope Logan and Deke Sharp will spend time with their father. Plus, Eric Forrester will be angry with Ridge Forrester's suggestion. B&B spoilers tease Ridge wants his father to slow down. He feels as though Eric needs to take a permanent break from the business world. After all, he's gotten older, and after his health scare 2 years ago, he should be taking it easy. But Eric wants the opposite. He wants to work with Ridge on the couture line, so when Ridge turns him down, saying if he were in his shoes, he'd go off into the sunset or something, Eric will take offense. "You are not in my shoes, Ridge," he'll reply. But can Eric convince Ridge to change his stance? Meanwhile, Deacon will get a welcome visit from his kids. Hope and Deke will show up at Il Giardino to catch up with their dear old dad. However, the visit may not be a smooth one. A spoiler photo shows Deke talking to Sheila Carter, and he won't look happy. Viewers will recall that Hope and Deke were pushing Deacon to leave Sheila once and for all. So, when he decided to forgive his wife and reunite with her, they were disappointed. But will things get heated between Sheila and Deacon's son? Speaking of turning up the heat, Deacon will also visit Taylor at her office. The last time they saw each other, at open mic night, Taylor fantasized about slow dancing with the restaurateur. And when she looked up at him, he was looking back at her, longingly. As the psychiatrist and Deacon talk, their chemistry will be unmistakable. So, how long will it be before Taylor and Deacon give in to their desire for each other? Stay tuned. Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Carter Walton might need a romantic reboot eventually. There are at least 4 love interest options to consider if Carter's Daphne Rose pairing flops. So let's talk about his current situation. Carter wants a relationship with Daphne at the moment, but she's making him work for it. In the coming episodes, Carter will continue to flirt with Daphne and perhaps throw in some grand gestures to prove he's serious about the road they're headed down. However, it doesn't seem like Daphne and Carter have a lot of pizzazz as a pairing. Carter and Daphne may not have what it takes to go the distance as a romantic duo, so it never hurts to mull over some other love interest possibilities. With that in mind, let's consider 4 women who could shake things up for Carter somewhere down the line. 1. Ivy. Ivy Forrester is single and could perhaps find herself looking for love again soon. Maybe watching Liam Spencer and Hope Logan tie the knot will make Ivy long for what they have. Ivy understood when Liam rejected her for Hope, but she deserves to find some happiness of her own. If Carter's romance with Daphne falls apart, Ivy might be a good option for him. 2. Poppy Nozawa doesn't have much to do now that Luna Nozawa is gone, so giving her a romance would offer more material to work with. In the past, some fans were rooting for B&B to try pairing Carter and Poppy, so maybe the show will finally go for it at some point. 3. Zoe. Another fun option might be if Zoe Buckingham returns to the canvas. Whether Kiara Barnes reprises the role, or a Zoe recast pops up instead, she could be a good character to resurface as a love interest for Carter. That's especially true if Zoe concealed a pregnancy from Carter and perhaps comes bopping back into town with his child after all this time. 4. A brand new character. Of course, it's also possible Carter could fall for a brand new character if B&B decides to bring one on for him. Since fall preview info suggested someone from Daphne's past might resurface, it'd be interesting if her sister came to Los Angeles and kicked off a love triangle with Carter. Whatever the case, Daphne and Carter aren't exactly a super couple in the making. There's nothing all that special about this pairing, so should the show try something else when it comes to Carter's romantic future? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say there's more love life news to come for Carter, so we'll pass along updates on his next chapter. Here are your The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. On Wednesday's all-new episode, Ridge found himself on the receiving end of confrontations from both Bill Spencer and Ridge's own father. Eric? Ridge and Bill's tense face-off didn't last too long before he asked the business mogul to leave. However, his back and forth with Eric was a different story. Eric is tired of being a background player at the company that he founded. He's ready to return to what he does best, designing. Ridge, on the other hand, is not as eager to let his dad back into the fold. Thursday's episode will feature a powerful conversation between Ridge and Eric at the office. There are several ways this can go, but hopefully Eric isn't overlooked and dismissed the way Katie was. He laid the foundation Ridge is standing on, so he deserves the opportunity to go out on his own terms. He is passionate about contributing to the company, and at this point, Ridge is the only obstacle standing in his way. Donna seems fully on her husband's side, and there were hints that this could cause dissension between the sisters. Brooke is already on shaky ground with Katie, so she may be entering the Christmas season with a major family feud on her hands. It looks like the show is heading toward a Brooke and Ridge versus the rest of the world storyline. Thursday's episode will also showcase Deacon'S spending some quality time with his two children, Hope and Deke. The last time the trio were together was in a group therapy session led by Taylor. They do not approve of their father continuing his marriage to Sheila, so it will be fascinating to witness where things settle within the family. Deacon has made his position clear, and as of now, he has no plans to turn his back on the woman that he loves. Elsewhere on Thursday's episode, Deacon pays Taylor a visit, and their chemistry is palpable. It's evident that he can't stop thinking about her, so there's undoubtedly going to be trouble at some point with Sheila regarding this. He's chosen to continue therapy despite their reunion, which is already raising a few red flags. However, Taylor has no idea that Sheila has secretly threatened her life if she feels the vibe is off, so she's not going to be watching her back as she should. Catch all new episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful weekdays on CBS and Paramount+. The Bold and the Beautiful recap for Wednesday, December 3rd reveals that Ridge Forrester threw Bill Spencer out of Forrester Creations before Eric Forrester made a co-designer pitch. In the CEO office, Ridge and Brooke Logan Forrester discussed some surprise retirement party plans for Eric, who arrived with Donna Logan Forrester and wanted to speak with his son. After Ridge heard Bill ranting in the design office, he marched over there and interrupted his venting session with Katie Logan. Bill insisted he was there to defend Katie and went on a tirade about the Forresters underappreciating her. Katie confessed that she felt blindsided over the outside PR team news, but Ridge acted like they were just trying to help her. After Bill said Ridge ran the place like a circus ringmaster, he threw more Katie-related complaints around. Ridge eventually declared this was a fashion house and not a battlefield, so he ordered Bill to go home. Instead, Bill headed back to Spencer Publications with Katie and finally calmed down a bit. Although Bill would love for Katie to return to her true family business, he didn't want to pressure her. No matter what Katie decided, Bill made it clear that he'd always have her back. Back at Forrester Creations on Wednesday's B&B episode, Donna spoke to Brooke privately about Eric still designing at home all the time. Eric wanted to make real contributions at Forrester again, so Donna played up the idea and thought he could help take the pressure off Ridge. In the CEO office, Ridge kept having to take phone calls and struggled to give Eric the attention he was seeking. Eric eventually took a look at Ridge's latest designs and hinted about Ridge having too much to do on his own. Since Ridge was drowning in work, Eric pushed his son to let him back in. Eric wanted to be more than just a company figurehead. He wanted to be a co-designer. Ridge seemed pensive as Eric made a pitch for them to join forces and make history again with their couture teamwork. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge and Eric have plenty of clashing ahead, so stay tuned for updates on Ridge's reaction to Eric's co-designer push. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Lisa Yamada's run as the twisted and evil Luna has come to an end. But what would have happened if she hadn't been killed off? Lisa Yamada's character Luna was polarizing. You either loved her or hated her, or just loved to hate her. There was no middle ground at all. She had done as terrible things on B&B as any other villainous character, and that says something when you have the likes of Sheila Carter on the show, who just happens to be her grandmother. Today, we answer what would have been better than killing her off, and what would have been worse than seeing the rushing headlights appearing on Luna's face. 1. Nothing at all. It was time. Luna had run her course, and there really wasn't too much more that she could realistically have done. There would be no more pardons, no appeals, just jail. Her crimes were too heinous, especially the assault and alcohol drugging of Will Spencer. No one was going to forgive her for that, not on-screen or off-screen. 2. Disappearance, for good. Having her escape into the night, searchlights probing, dogs baying, and the sounds of footsteps receding as the searchers get further and further from her trail. This would have built suspense. Will we ever see her again? Was that her in the shadows, lurking in a future episode? Even if never to be brought back, the audience would never know, and that's just as much of a hook. 1. Not killing her off. See point 1 above. Really, we, the viewers, have spoken on forums and chat boards alike, and they all say the same thing. It was about time, enough with the Luna storyline, to the point I'd entertain the idea of perp-walking Lisa Yamada into the closest precinct myself, LOL too. At least they did it in a pretty final kind of way, not a lot you can come back with after being mowed down by a speeding vehicle. It's just a flesh wound, walk it off. Doesn't really apply here. If the scene had ended with no body found and a bloody trail or Remy pulling up and whisking her off and helping her escape, that would have been much worse. Having this arc come to an end has been great, really, and it won't be the last time we see Lisa Yamada on our screens. Not at all. She has a bright future ahead of her. But for now, fake LA is better off. On the Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie confessed that she felt overlooked. Donna surprised Brooke, and Ridge was blindsided by Eric after a heated fight with Bill. Ridge complained to Brooke about the pressure he was facing regarding the collection. He needed everything to be great to help mitigate the Luna fallout. Although Ridge was under stress, Brooke asked whether he'd given any further thought to a surprise retirement party for Eric. Ridge had, and he needed it to be perfect, which Brooke agreed with. She was concerned that Eric wasn't ready to say goodbye to the company he built. However, Ridge was concerned about the toll it took on his health to remain active in the company's day-to-day operations. Eric and Donna walked into the office, but Ridge found his visit unexpected. Eric didn't think he needed an invitation to show up at the company that he founded. However, their conversation was interrupted by the sounds of Bill ranting about Forrester to Katie in her office. Bill asked if Katie got a thank you for any of her services to the company, and she didn't think he was wrong to be stressed. Katie was offended that they sought the talents of an outside PR firm rather than relying on her. Bill used that as evidence that her skills were being wasted at Forrester, and it was long past time for her to return to Spencer, her true family company. Ridge confirmed that Bill had entered the building, but Donna reminded him that it wasn't an odd visit since he and Katie had reconciled. However, Ridge was disgusted that Katie re-entered Bill's life and questioned why they were playing house. Ridge didn't want Bill anywhere near the building because of their long-standing issues. Back in Katie's office, Bill reminded Katie that Brooke will never choose her side over Ridge. He cited how she never has, and he cautioned her that she never will. This was simply the latest example of Brooke putting Ridge ahead of everyone else in her life. Bill thought that Katie needed to land somewhere where she was appreciated and respected. Ridge charged into the office and asked what he was doing there, and Bill declared that he was there to defend the women he loved. Bill told Ridge, "Katie has given everything to this company, and you repay her with disrespect." Ridge wasn't sure where any of his accusations were coming from, but Bill didn't appreciate the ignorance. He pointed out that Katie took some time off, was punished for it, and was replaced by the outside PR firm. Ridge thought that bringing in the additional PR team was a way to help, not hurt Katie. Bill accused Ridge of being the ringmaster of a circus, and he didn't appreciate how Katie was treated. Ridge asked Katie if she shared Bill's sentiments, and she admitted that bringing in the PR firm felt like a slap in the face. Ridge felt bad that Katie felt the way that she did, but Katie assured Ridge that she could speak for herself. Ridge didn't think it was the time or place to have the conversation, and he asked him to leave the premises. Back in the CEO's office, Eric worried that he wouldn't be welcome at the company either. He felt pushed out. Eric offered to help Ridge with some of his latest designs if his son would allow it. Ridge returned and told them about Bill planting seeds in Katie's head, and he asked everyone to give him some space to get some work done. However, Eric requested a moment of Ridge's time, and despite Ridge pleading not to be bothered, Eric insisted. Brooke and Donna realized the situation was escalating, so they left for the showroom. Once they were gone, Ridge apologized for offending Eric, and Eric asked if he was too busy to have a conversation with the man who created the company. Eric didn't enjoy feeling like an outsider at his own company. He knew that Ridge was doing a lot for Forrester, but before he could say too much, Ridge received a phone call that he'd been waiting for. Eric tried to speak to Ridge after the call ended, but Ridge continued getting interrupted. Eric mentioned that he had seen some of Ridge's sketches and felt the designs reflected Ridge's inability to focus lately. Ridge tried to unplug to give Eric his undivided attention, but yet another notification popped up. Eric praised Ridge's ability to put out the little fires, but he taught Ridge the importance of collaboration. Eric recalled how they used to work side by side, and he confessed that his creativity never waned. Eric asked his son to make him a co-designer on the couture line, and Ridge looked at him with complete and utter contempt. Donna admired Ridge's designs for the new collection, and Brooke opened up about everything Ridge had been struggling with lately. Brooke and Steffi picked up some of the extra work, but Ridge was carrying the design load. Donna hinted that Ridge could use his father's expertise and bring Eric on board. Donna believed that Ridge was concerned about his own legacy, which is why he refused to give Eric the time of day. Donna said that Eric wanted to be more than a face of the brand. He wanted to design. Having influence wasn't the same as putting out designs and doing what he loved. Donna revealed that Eric spends countless hours at home, sketching and chasing something he no longer feels he was part of. Her hope was that Ridge would take his father seriously and give him another shot at glory. Katie and Bill returned to Spencer Publications, and Bill continued his rant against Ridge and the rest of Forrester Creations. He was furious at the way Katie was belittled by her boss. However, she didn't think his attitude toward the situation was helping. She asked him to take it down a notch so he could come up with a way to handle the situation. Bill recognized that it didn't matter how he felt, and he asked her what she wanted at the end of the day. Bill loathed Ridge, but he wasn't the sole source of his fury. He was generally more upset by Katie's overall treatment by the powers that be at Forrester. Katie told Bill that she didn't require saving, and although he knew that, he promised to always be by her side and champion her success. The Logan sisters could find themselves on the outs. Tensions are high at Forrester Creations. Katie feels uncertain about her job, which could create tension among the Logan sisters on The Bold and the Beautiful. Katie feels like the odd woman out at work lately. She told Bill that her ideas have been shot down. Additionally, Ridge hired a crisis management team to handle the news of Luna's death. Katie is fine with that decision since she's too close to the situation, but she would have liked to be informed on the matter. Bill showed up on Wednesday's episode to defend Katie's honor, which ruffled Ridge's feathers. He spoke on her behalf. Bill chastised Ridge and Brooke for hiring an outside PR firm. He called them out for disrespecting his love. But Ridge wanted to hear these words from Katie's mouth. She admitted that she's kind of felt this way for a while now, and Ridge assured her that he admired the work that she does for their company. Meanwhile, in the showroom, Brooke and Donna were disagreeing over Eric's case to return to work. He wants to get back to what he loves doing, which is designing beautiful couture gowns. Donna argued that Ridge isn't as concerned with Eric's legacy. She believed that her husband should be involved with his company. After all, he wants to be a designer again. He doesn't want to sit on the sidelines. Donna mentioned the times when Eric spent most of his time sketching at home. He wants to join the couture design team. Brooke fears that Eric will feel the pressure. This scene showed that Brooke and Donna are already butting heads when it comes to Eric. She could reignite a new feud among the Logans. Brooke has shot down her ideas. She fears that her sister could be upset with her. Donna is always the supportive sister in these situations. It's likely that she will side with Katie when it comes to her job. Meanwhile, Brooke will be siding with Ridge because she wants to stay on his good side. Worries about Eric take over Los Angeles as Steffi shares the history and heart behind her bond with her grandfather. Drama and emotion collide on Friday's episode. The Bold and the Beautiful's must-watch moments for Friday, December 5th, include health concerns for Eric, which cause great worry. Plus, Steffi tells Finn all about her close relationship with her grandpa. It's going to be a day filled with drama in Los Angeles. Donna stunned everyone when she gave them an update about Eric. It seemed he wanted to take on a bigger role at Forrester Creations. Eric was tired of merely serving as the company's mascot. He even had some words about Ridge's latest designs. Eric certainly wasn't bowled over by them, which of course didn't sit well with Ridge or Brooke. It wasn't all that long ago that Ridge and Eric had the fashion showdown. Of course, that happened when everyone thought Eric was dying. Steffi has taken on additional responsibilities at Forrester alongside Ridge, as Eric has stepped back. She learned a great deal from her grandpa. Of course, she misses him having a more active role in the company, but Steffi likely realizes Eric should enjoy his sunset years. Bill showed up to Forrester Creations and turned the fashion company into a battlefield. On Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, The Bold and the Beautiful, Bill made a surprise appearance at Forrester Creations. He went toe-to-toe with Ridge about Katie's position. However, it could land her in hot water. Bill channeled his dollar bill energy on today's episode, but he acted more like a bull in a glass shop. He had a bone to pick with Ridge, especially after he shot down Katie's pitch. Bill felt bullish about Katie. He remarked about how unappreciated she is at Forrester. Katie admitted that it has been frustrating lately. Bill brought up the idea of her leaving Forrester again, to which she refused to address. Ridge was annoyed upon learning that Bill was in the building. He also didn't like hearing that Katie went back to him. Donna, Eric, Ish, and Brooke told Ridge to let it go. But he couldn't. Ridge went to see why Bill was there. Bill said it was time for him to defend Katie's honor. He told Ridge that he's penalizing Katie by insulting her intelligence. Ridge told Bill it was none of his business what was going on at their company. He wanted to hear it from Katie's mouth. She admitted that she had felt undervalued lately. Ridge made it clear that Katie is always valued at their company. After speaking his piece, he asked Bill to leave. Back at Spencer Publications, Bill continued ranting about Ridge. Katie reminded him that being this upset won't help matters. She wondered if this move was about her or about him. Bill apologized to Katie for overstepping his boundaries. Then, he asked Katie what she wanted. Does she want to stay at Forrester, or does she want to leave for Spencer? Katie ignored Bill's question and said that she doesn't need him to fight her battles. Ridge was right. Bill turned Forrester into a battlefield with his rants. It's a fashion house, not a battle house. Bill knows that she can handle it herself, but he'll always be there for her. Bill feels guilty for not fighting for Katie in the past. He promised to bring back Dollar Bill, and that's what he's giving everyone. But it could backfire on Katie. She could lose her job if Bill continues to overstep her boundaries. A career change could be in Katie's future. Just when things were looking up for Katie on The Bold and the Beautiful, more drama ensues. This time, it's Katie's professional life that's facing upheaval. Like her sisters, Katie is an essential employee at Forrester Creations. As the public relations specialist, Katie has to deal with the media. Recently, the media hounded FC about Luna and her reign of terror. Instead of relying on Katie to handle the situation, FC hired a PR firm. Since Katie and her family were involved in the Luna scandal, it's understandable why the Forresters didn't want her doing PR work. But the decision to use a PR firm upset Katie. Many people can sympathize with Katie, who feels that she's being replaced. However, some fans on Reddit believe she's blowing things out of proportion. It's not like she's been fired, she's not losing hours. If anything, she's been given more help for the same paycheck, the original poster wrote. Katie should be ecstatic that Forrester is providing her with so much support as she takes the necessary time to sort through her personal family problems, one viewer replied. I agree. She wants to take time off and support her, and that's fine. But the company still needs a PR person. They didn't fire her, they just brought someone in temporarily, wrote one commenter. However, some fans understood Katie's feelings. I think Katie's worried about being pushed out because of the history of Logan vs. Forrester at FC, one fan replied. Katie D is already clashing with Brooke and Ridge. who are happy with the PR firm's work. With Katie no longer feeling useful at FC, she might take up Bill's offer to work at Spencer Publications. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Ridge Forrester's dying breath clue could spell trouble. Is Brooke Logan Forrester's husband in fatal danger? In the December 2nd episode, Brooke and Ridge shared a sweet conversation at Forrester Creations. However, an awfully ominous line of dialogue was included that could point to a terrible twist. During that discussion, Ridge talked about how they'd been married for the final time and played up how he'd be with Brooke until he took his dying breath. Brooke insisted Ridge shouldn't even joke about that and assured him that they'd have many more adventures together. Even so, B&B tends to be heavy-handed with dialogue like this when a new storyline is cooking up. The fact that Ridge is mentioning his dying breath could be a clue about a fatal or nearly fatal curveball ahead. It's tough to believe the show would kill Ridge off for good, but no one can totally rule out the idea either. Of course, the more likely possibility would be a near-death experience for Ridge that leaves him clinging to life for some plot-related reason. Concerns are about to swirl around Eric Forrester's health in the coming episodes, but that may be a bit of misdirection. Eric's test results might make it seem like his life is at stake again, but maybe it'll be a false alarm in the end. The scare could cause Ridge to be a little more proactive about his personal health, especially if Brooke gives him a nudge. Ridge might ultimately get diagnosed with an illness of his own, though it obviously wouldn't be anything inherited from Eric since he's not Ridge's biological father. Naturally, the show could go in a completely different direction if Ridge gets seriously injured. We could imagine Sheila Sharp's revenge on Taylor Hayes going horribly wrong down the road. If Taylor and Deacon Sharp have an affair, Sheila might retaliate in a big way. Perhaps Ridge could dive in front of Taylor just before Sheila pulls the trigger or something along those lines. Regardless, the bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest Ridge's dying breath clue could lead to turmoil. Fans have a feeling that Luna Nozawa will make another rise from the dead. Fans of the bold and the beautiful have a feeling that Luna Nozawa will be back in no time. She was declared dead at the scene of the accident, but that's not stopping viewers from wondering when she'll return. B&B fans can't shake off the idea that Luna could rise from the dead again. It's not like it's her first time cheating death. Some viewers on Reddit made predictions about when she would return. Most of the storylines have been focused on Luna since the summertime. So, it is possible that the soap wants to shift its focus to other storylines and characters. However, Yamada confirmed her exit on Instagram following Luna's death. One fan created a thread with the title, "So, when do you think Luna will be back?" That person can't stop thinking about the theory that the girl who took an outdoor shower at Will's beach house was the one who got killed, not Luna herself. Luna stole her clothes after she made a break from prison. The original poster noted, "As much as I really don't want to say this, I think Lunatic will be back. The question is when. I hope she'll be gone for a good couple of years." It didn't take long for other fans to make their predictions in the thread. One person wrote, "Spring sweeps with a baby Lowell." Someone else noted it won't happen for a year, to which someone else responded, "We should be so lucky." Someone else had a bad feeling about Luna's return, writing, "Ugh, much like an itchy rash. She'll flare up again, sneerin' and smirkin'." Another person predicted, "My guess is January, or when she's closer to having the baby. I don't think she'll be gone for long." One other person speculated, "No closure with anyone from the family identifying her body, cremation, etc. Total sus crap once again." Some fans wondered whether Luna had a twin, who could also pop up in town. This has also been a widely discussed theory online, since Poppy claimed she wasn't conscious during the birth. Other fans debated whether Luna's storyline was fun to watch. Bill recalled a time when Katie is at the top of her game when she worked as CEO of Forrester Creations. Katie's past as the CEO of Forrester Creations was brought up on The Bold and the Beautiful. She's disappointed about the latest changes made to her job. She wasn't cut back, but she's not being heard when it comes to handling the situation involving Luna's death. Katie understood the decision that Ridge had to make. He hired a crisis management team while she was out to handle the news of Luna's death, which had gotten out of hand. There have been so many tabloid rumors about it. Katie was close to the situation, which means she can't handle it like she normally handles any other PR emergency. However, she feels that she's being undervalued at work. She told Bill that they overstepped her opinions and ideas more than once. Bill gave her the confidence boost she needed to pitch a new idea. So, she brought it up to Brooke and Ridge, both of whom turned it down. Although Katie loves her job in the fashion industry, she finds herself at a crossroads. What's also been brought up is her past as a CEO. Bill loved it when she was in control of the company, but it had a rocky start. Many characters over the years have agreed that Katie was at her best when she was CEO of Forrester Creations. Bill would like to see her at the top of her game once again. She became CEO after she got romantically involved with Bill. Their relationship was shocking for the soap. It was highly unlikely due to their differences. But Bill had a desire to steal Forrester Creations away from the Forresters and Logans. She was appointed to the new role. At the time, Forrester Creations was a newly acquired division of Spencer Publications. However, Bill didn't make his intentions clear to Katie when their relationship ended. She felt played when she saw a video that was made by Bill's father, asking his son to take down Eric, Brooke, and Donna. Bill assured Katie that he wasn't using her to fulfill his father's deep-seated hatred against the Forresters. Katie was eventually replaced as the CEO of Forrester Creations. Steffi seduced Bill and blackmailed him into selling the company back to her family. She also created Rest, which is still intact to this day. The trust made them equal shareholders, owning 25% each of the company. Ridge was then named CEO of Forrester Creations. Despite losing out, big things could be in store for Katie's future. Will she join Bill at Spencer Publications? Ridge and Eric's office conversation sets the tone for a major shift at Forrester, while Deacon's time with Taylor brings old feelings roaring back. The Bold and the Beautiful's must-watch moments for Thursday, December 4th include Ridge and Eric having a powerful conversation at Forrester. Plus, Deacon, Hope, and Deke share some time together before Deacon sees Taylor, and their chemistry crackles. It's going to be a big day in Los Angeles. Donna stunned everyone when she gave them an update about Eric's health. It wasn't all that long ago that Eric dealt with other health issues, and he even thought he might be dying. However, since then, Eric's health has been great. He's been at Forrester and working, even though Ridge and Steffi have taken leading roles in the company. Eric is still very much involved. Meanwhile, since Deke's arrival in Los Angeles, he and Hope have spent some time together. Deke gave her advice about Hope for the future, and he snuck his work in among other hopefuls at Forrester Creations. Deacon has enjoyed having his children around. Of course, Deacon has also been going to therapy after he learned about Sheila's lying over Lee secretly saving Luna's life. Taylor reluctantly helped Deacon. Of course, their sessions went way over professional lines when the two shared a kiss. Even though Taylor attempted to stay professional, things really haven't. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that John Finn Finnegan told Steffi Forrester Finnegan that he's fine. However, when she wasn't around, the good doctor pressured the police for information on Luna Nozawa's killer. With Dylan feeling guilty, could she end up having a shocking new dynamic with her student's father? Keep reading, and let's explore the possibilities. Let's start off with Luna's death. After breaking out of prison, the girl went straight to Will Spencer's new house. Luckily, Electra Forrester was already gone when Luna burst in the door. Once she realized that there was zero chance with Will, and she already lost the baby, all he could do was run. Luna ran and hid, but everyone was closing in on her. Then, she took a chance and leaped out into the road, only to be killed instantly. While many people are relieved that Luna is dead, Finn tried to get information from the police recently. Steffi assured her husband he could open up to her about Luna's death. However, he kept insisting he was just fine. The minute Steffi's back was turned, Finn called the police wanting information. Despite Finn being Luna's bio-dad, Deputy Chief Bradley Baker wouldn't release any intel. Finn is in a complicated situation. The man knows his daughter was a menace to society and very dangerous. The girl even went after Finn's own family and framed Penelope Poppy Nozawa for murder. At the same time, Finn must feel something after Luna's death. Steffi can say all she wants that Finn can open up, But can he really? Steffi despised Luna, so it's understandable why he's keeping his true feelings bottled up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that in an interesting twist, Dylan told Electra Forrester that she is the one who killed Luna. Electra relayed the information to Will. So, now 2 people know, 3 if you count Baker. Next, Electra and Will are taking Dylan to Steffi and Finn's house. As fans are seeing in today's episode, Dylan tells Sin that she is responsible for Luna's death. While the girl feels guilty, Finn and Steffi likely assure the art teacher that it was a horrible accident. However, with Finn already keeping a secret from Steffi, could he dig himself even deeper into a hole? Finn might want someone to talk to about Luna, someone who didn't despite her. While Dylan was tormented by Luna, she could pretend to be a listening ear. Could this result in Finn cheating on Steffi with the art teacher? The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of December 8th suggest some curveballs. Fans can expect Katie Logan to make a big decision about her future. Liam Spencer and Hope Logan continue with their wedding plans. Plus, Eric Forrester isn't going to be dismissed by his son. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Eric, who has a conflict with Ridge Forrester. The patriarch offered to help out Ridge at the office. Ridge is wondering what is really going on. Donna Logan Forrester already confided in Brooke Logan Forrester about Eric's new wish. If Eric is still sketching and designing, that doesn't sound like he's ready to retire at all. However, Ridge likes things his own way. The man rejected Eric's help before, and it turned into a showdown. Over with Hope and Liam, they will continue planning their wedding. It is teased that it will happen sometime this month. Beth Spencer told her parents she didn't want Sheila Carter Sharp at the wedding. While Lope understands that, now Hope has to get through to Deacon Sharp. Deacon knows that Sheila shouldn't attend, but the waitress tends to not listen. Plus, Taylor Hayes will likely be at the wedding. So, there will be a chance for Deacon and Taylor to get even closer. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for next week reveal that Dylan confessed to killing Luna Nozawa. While everyone understands it was an accident, there is something off about that girl. The art teacher keeps repeating that she has never taken a human life before. Dylan says it a bit too often. As for the romance in the soap, Electra Forrester will support Will Spencer. However, Will could have his own big decision to make if Katie leaves Forrester Creations. As for Katie, she seems slated to take Bill Spencer's offer. However, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Katie could run into similar problems at Spencer Publications as she did at Forrester Creations. There should also be some mention of everyone's Christmas plans, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 8th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The bold and the beautiful recap is in for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. In today's episode, Katie Logan is dismissed. Bill Spencer confronts Ridge Forrester. Plus, Eric Forrester has an offer. Keep reading and let's get update on the events in today's episode. At the office, Brooke Logan Forrester brings up Eric's surprise retirement party to Ridge. Eric and Donna Logan Forrester enter. Brooke mentions they were just discussing him. Eric isn't sure if that's good or bad. There is a loud noise. It's Bill. He's in the building. Ridge goes to confront him. Bill is upset about Forrester Creations not appreciating Katie. Bill wants her at the family company, Spencer Publications. Katie says that her family is at Forrester Creations. Bill reminds her that Brooke has always been a Ridge-first person. Ridge enters and asks if that's how Katie really feels. The brunette admits it and was blindsided. In addition, all her ideas were dismissed. Ridge doesn't have time for this. He needs to get back to work. However, he does say that they appreciate everything Katie does there. Ridge orders Bill to get out of the building. Beatty goes to Spencer Publications. Katie appreciates him defending her to Ridge. However, she isn't sure this is helping. She needs time to think. Back at FC, Brooke mentions how much Ridge is doing at work. Eric wants to help out. When Ridge returns, he fumes about Bill saying Katie isn't being appreciated. Eric wants a moment alone with his son. When everyone leaves, Eric offers to help out. Eric compliments Ridge's sketches. then suggests they could work on designs together. He can't handle all of this workload alone. "Let's make history," Eric declares. In the showroom, Donna compliments Ridge's work. Brooke talks about him being a perfectionist. Brooke and Steffi Forrester Finnegan help out as much as they can, but the sketches are all Eric. Donna admits that when at home, Eric has been sketching and designing. He wants to be part of the couture design team. This really surprises Brooke. It sounds like there could be conflict coming up between the two Forrester men. While Eric has been secretly sketching at home, Bridge is planning his retirement party. Judging from what happened during Eric's death storyline, he has no intention of retiring, so stay tuned. Is Don DeMont leaving The Bold and the Beautiful? On Black Friday, an old soap article began recirculating on the web and hinting Bill Spencer's exit. Don't panic quite yet, though. Dollar Bill doesn't appear to be going anywhere. In fact, Don's status on the soap is more secure now than it has ever been. Here's everything we know about the Don DeMont exit rumors and why they probably are false. Keep reading for all the details. Don DeMont's exit from the Bold and the Beautiful began trending on the web over the long Thanksgiving break. Problem is, the source was an old news article from July 2025. The website alleged Don was being written into less scenes because of issues with Bradley Bell. The actor was reportedly feeling underutilized, and fans thought he deserved more screen time. Here we are 6 months later, and DeMont's character Dollar Bill is on top of the world. He just reunited with his ex-wife Katie Logan, and his son Liam Spencer beat his imaginary cancer. If anything, it sounds like TPT at the daytime remedied the issues and gave Bill more screen time than he has had in years. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say, going into the new year, we will be seeing ever more of Dollar Bill as Spencer Publications gets a revamp and more scenes are shot there. The Bold and the Beautiful doesn't seem to be cutting times with Don DeMont at any time soon, and we can all lay Bill Spencer's exit rumors to rest. The soap seems to have listened to fans and brought Dollar Bill back into the fold. Would you be sad to see Don DeMont leave Bold? Are you loving all of the screen time Dollar Bill has been getting on the soap? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Eric Forrester to confront Ridge Forrester. Deacon'S sizzles with Taylor Hayes. The man will also spend time bonding with Hope Logan and Deke Sharp. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Ridge, who made the decision to hire an outside public relations company. Even though Katie Logan still has her job, the PR company is handling the Luna Nozawa fallout. Katie went to Ridge with her ideas, but he shot down all of them. After that, Bill Spencer confronted Ridge, who adores Katie, but had work to do. Then, when Eric wanted to speak with Ridge alone, the younger Forrester seemed really overwhelmed. At first, I assumed this would be about Katie. However, it seems that Eric is once again designing at home. The last time that this happened, Eric and Ridge had a fashion battle. Could we be gearing up for another showdown between Eric and Ridge? Brooke Logan Forrester mentioned that Ridge is a perfectionist. However, Eric has also wanted to be in the center of his business, not observing from the sidelines. Eric can also tell that Ridge is overwhelmed and has offered to help. However, just like last time, Ridge wants to carry it all on his own. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for tomorrow's episode, reveal that Deacon spent Thanksgiving with Sheila Carter Sharp. However, he refused to tell his wife his wish. Clearly, he was thinking about being with Taylor. In the next episode, expect the chemistry between Deacon and Taylor to be explosive. Speaking of Deacon, he will spend some quality time with Hope and Deke. Deacon and Hope might want to ask Deke questions about Remy Price. There could also be some Lope wedding talk. However, will Hope and Deke get the idea that there could be something going on between Deacon and Taylor? With Hope and Steffi Forrester Finnegan being friends again, could the brunette get roped into the secret? How will this affect Sheila in the end? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Thursday, December 4th, 2025? The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Thursday, December 4th, 2025, reveal Eric and Ridge going at it again. Everything old is new again, and that is never more true than on The Bold and the Beautiful, a soap that recycles stories better than anyone else. Ridge Forrester and Eric Forrester are about to come to blows again over Eric's desk and office. Ridge thinks it's time for Eric to just enjoy his life and play more pickleball with Donna Logan. Why would he want to concern himself with the family company when he has such competent people as Steffi Forrester Finnegan and Ridge running the show? He should just truly retire already, and Ridge does not understand why his father doesn't want the life of leisure he deserves. Eric tells Ridge he is not about to be put out to pasture just yet. He has more life and fashion left in him. However, this is exactly how Eric acted 2 years ago when he learned that he was dying. He wanted to challenge Ridge to a fashion showdown. Will he do it again? And is his mystery disease back? Deacon Sharp is so happy to have both of his adult children in Los Angeles and in his life. After years in jail and being estranged from his kids, he can finally have the relationship with them he has always dreamed of. Unfortunately, they may have some strong words for their dad. Deacon spends time with Deke Sharp and Hope Logan at Il Giardino when they make sure that Sheila Carter won't be there. Deke and Hope do not like their father's choice of wife and let him know it once again in no uncertain terms. Will this get Deacon to start thinking about Taylor Hayes again? He better hope that Sheila can't read his mind. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, an old rivalry will be revisited when Bill Spencer pays Ridge Forrester a visit. Dollar Bill has an axe to grind with his old nemesis, and someone is going to pay for hurting his Katie's feelings at Forrester Creations. Here's what's coming up on B&B, spoilers down below. After months of laying down the groundwork, Bill Spencer's dreams came true on the CBS soap, and Katie Logan finally came home. Now that Betty is back on, Bill is determined to be the best husband he has ever been. When Bill learns that Ridge Forrester brought in a new PR team behind Katie's back and told her to take some time off, his blood will boil. According to Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Dollar Bill is going to march over to Forrester Creations and confront his wife's boss. Bill and Ridge's truce is falling apart at the seams. Will the men be at war again by New Year's? Bill Spencer is going to freak out on his wife's boss, but he also uses Katie's unemployment to his advantage. Bill wants the Spencer family back together and working at Spencer Publications. Ridge Forrester just made it easy for the Spencers to start poaching his employees. Spoilers say Bill will offer Katie a new position at his publishing company and probably a generous salary that she can't turn down. If Ridge and Brooke really were just trying to help Katie, their plan has officially backfired. Do you think that Katie Logan is overreacting? Are you excited to see Bill and Ridge face off again? Who are you putting your bets on? Now that Ridge Forrester has resolved his complicated love life on The Bold and the Beautiful, he's ready to get back to work at Forrester Creations, and forcing his father into retirement seems to be at the top of his to-do list. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Keep reading for all the details. Thanksgiving will be a tough one for the Forrester family this year, and Eric Forrester will end up in a heated debate with his son Ridge. Remember a few years ago when Eric almost died, and his son was trying to force him into giving up his remaining power at Forrester Creations? Well, Ridge is back at it, and B&B spoilers say that this time around, his father is going to put up a fight. New promos for the soap show the father and son bickering over his retirement next week. Seeing as how Eric Forrester doesn't go to work every day, we're not sure retirement is the right word. Basically, Ridge wants Eric to sign over whatever rights he still is holding on to. That means Ridge probably has a trick or two up his sleeve and wants to make some changes at the company that he knows his father won't approve of. Word on the internet is that it might have something to do with his new ex-wife, Brooke Logan, or her daughter's line Hope for the future. The Bold and the Beautiful viewers can't help but notice that Ridge tends to act like a jerk to everyone else when he has married it to Brooke. Taylor Hayes definitely brought out the better side of the Forrester Creations heir. Do you think that Brooke is to blame for Ridge pressuring his dad? If he married Taylor instead, would he and Eric Forrester still be having this conversation? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates indicate that Eric Forrester is seemingly facing a challenging medical issue that he has kept under wraps. Donna Logan is set to reveal this unsettling truth to Brooke Logan, which means the tension is about to escalate on B&B. In the episode airing on December 3rd, Donna will share some alarming news with Brooke. It appears that Donna will leave Brooke in shock with the difficult revelations regarding Eric's condition. setting the stage for some deeply emotional moments between the sisters. This distressing information is bound to cause a wave of concern among several characters regarding Eric's health during the week of December 5. It seems that Eric has indeed encountered a medical setback, prompting Donna to feel a genuine sense of worry and seek comfort from Brooke. Perhaps Eric recently underwent a checkup and had some additional tests conducted, which could explain the gravity of the situation. The outcomes might have been quite concerning for the medical team treating Eric, indicating that his health could indeed be deteriorating. While John Finnegan had previously devised a successful method to treat Eric, effectively saving his life, it's important to note that it may not be permanent. In other words, this does not imply that Eric is completely free from his affliction. There remains a significant possibility that Eric's illness could resurge with ferocity, once again placing his life in serious danger. Alternatively, it is also plausible that a new complication has arisen, which is causing alarm among the doctors, thus necessitating further medical intervention. Ridge Forrester will clash with Eric at Forrester Creations on December 4th, unaware of Eric's health issues and medical condition, if indeed it is a new one. Ridge seems intent on pushing Eric into retirement, not knowing Eric is anxious about his legacy. Once Ridge learns the truth, along with Donna and Brooke, he will have many questions about his father's health. B&B is revisiting Eric's medical problems, so stay tuned for the next developments. Do you think Eric is in real danger, or is this just another fake-out like Liam Spencer's brain tumor? Would you prefer a different storyline for Eric? Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for December 8 to 12, 2025, suggest Eric Forrester is enraged, and Taylor Hayes being wowed by something. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week, and then we'll talk about what is coming next week. With that in mind, Wednesday, December 3rd, we've got Bill Spencer ranting at Ridge Forrester for how dismissive he and Brooke Logan were to Katie Logan. Interestingly, I saw a bunch of comments on Soap's social media with people saying that Katie was being extra and kind of dramatic, being so butthurt about this external PR firm, when realistically, she probably shouldn't be handling PR on a matter that's closely involved with her son. Katie feels like Ridge and Brooke are not listening to her or supporting her. And then this external PR firm comes in, and Brooke and Ridge are basically making Katie feel irrelevant. So Bill may tell Ridge that he's just going to take Katie. I wonder if Brooke and Ridge will actually encourage Katie to go to Spencer Publications, because Ridge was actually talking about Bill being good to Katie right now. So if they tell her, you know, if you want to think about it, I think Katie might get even saltier with them, and she might actually go. Later, Donna Logan surprises Brooke. She gives her an update about Eric, and it looks like her honey bear is having some health problems. Of course, Brooke would likely run this news to Ridge if he hasn't already heard it straight from Eric himself. Hopefully, his cancer isn't back, but there are a lot of other things it could be. Honey bear is not exactly a spring chicken. Thursday, December 4th, we've got Deacon Sharp enjoying some family time with his kids, Hope Logan and Deke Sharp. Of course, Deke and Hope are super happy to be working together, and she's happy that they will both be at her wedding, which is coming in December, by the way. But at the same time, they are very concerned about Deacon, and they really want him to give Sheila Carter the boot. To them, it looks like they completely put their marriage back together. But little do they know, Deacon is of the same mind about giving Sheila the boot and plugging somebody else into his life. However, I don't think he's going to tell his kids he's crushing on Taylor. Deacon might give them some glimmer of possibility if he starts talking up Taylor and about how much he really likes their therapy sessions, how much she's helping him, and how much admiration he has. If he gets really effusive with all those compliments about Taylor, Deke and Hope might start to think, hey, there might be something there. Also on Thursday, Ridge is telling Eric, you know what, Dad? Go right off into the sunset. Enjoy yourself. With the implication of enjoying the time you have left. Ridge is telling Eric that that's what he'd do if he was in the same position. But Eric is going to snap at Ridge impatiently. I'm very worried we're about to get another depressing Eric dying near-death Christmas storyline ahead. That is not a present I want to unwrap. Not at all. Hopefully, that's not what Brad Bell is delivering, but I don't trust him. Things are also going to get really heated with Eric and Ridge. As they continue this conversation, Eric may want to keep pursuing his passion, which is fashion, up until his very dying breath. Hopefully, he's not dying and it's just some kind of little setback. But I'm guessing that Donna doesn't want Eric to risk his health by continuing to work. All of the Forresters and Logans may unite to pressure Eric to step back. I'm guessing he won't like that. Also, Deacon goes to visit Taylor and their chemistry keeps growing. It's getting off the charts. Of course, Sheila thinks she and Deacon are solid, but the man wants Taylor, and Deacon is going to try super hard to make it happen. I am cheering for his efforts. Friday, December 5th on Bold and the Beautiful, we've got Steffi Forrester opening up to Finn Finnegan about this very deep connection that she and her granddad Eric share. So it sounds like by now that Steffi also knows that Eric is having some kind of medical issue health crisis, and Steffi's very worried about her granddad's health. We'll see if he's being seen up at the hospital. Finn's not going to violate HIPAA to tell her things, but we'll find out. Eric's also one to go to hospitals off-screen. We've seen that when he was going through the cancer crisis. Finally, they brought one doctor to the house, and then late stage we had Bridget Forrester and Finn taking care of him and getting the miracle cure. So Finn should definitely be a consultant on this since he saved Eric's life before. And maybe that's what Steffi is asking. Can you look into this? Can you save my granddad? As a matter of fact, everybody is concerned about Eric's health issues by the end of this week. So, I think Brooke is going to agree with Ridge that Eric needs to take a step back and focus on his health. Donna obviously wants to support Eric, but also wants him to take care of himself, and she wants to take care of him. Steffi is probably going to agree with her dad, Ridge, but if everybody is lining up with concern and compassion, Eric may still dig in his heels and think that they just want him out because he's the old guard. The following week, December 8th through the 12th, we've got Katie seriously considering working at Spencer Publications with Bill. I do wonder if Katie will try and take Will Spencer with her if she goes, but I think he's going to want to stay right up under Electra Forrester at FC. Tension continues to grow between Eric and Ridge, and possibly between Eric and other members of the family. You know how he gets when he's sick. He gets defensive, he starts covering up, he doesn't want to be transparent, and he just wants to bury his head in the sand and carry on. We may be getting a whole replay of that Ridge versus Eric thing we had when they ended up in a fashion battle. Eric's health takes priority for the Forresters and the Logans, and is going to become the new front-burner topic that worries everybody heading into the holidays. But we also have happy news because there is a wedding to plan as well. Deacon and Hope continue discussing the state of Deacon and Sheila's marriage. I think that Hope and her brother may sense some fractures there, that they might be able to widen those gaps and get their dad away from Sheila. Once they get an inkling that Deacon is interested in Taylor, that's going to be all she wrote. They're going to be scheming full stop. Speaking of him, Deacon is going to try and figure out how to win Taylor's heart. I'm confident Deacon can effectively woo her, unless Sheila figures it out and does something scary to stop it. Here's what I'm also hoping is that we do not have Katie and Eric both battling health crises at the same time. Everybody was so worried about Katie's heart, and they kept bringing it up. And I hope that was just a passing mention and something they're not going to circle back around to. Wedding planning heats up. Hope and Liam Spencer will be married by the end of December. So, watch for Hope to start talking wedding gowns with her brother and what role he and Deacon will play in her wedding. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, tease a new storyline arc coming. And it's about time. Now that the Luna Nozawa mess seems to be over for good this time, it's time to move on to a brand new story arc for at least 4-6 weeks. This time, we are going to focus on Eric Forrester, who hasn't done much over the last year except try to reunite Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester. On Wednesday, it's Brooke who is blindsided when Donna Logan gives her some big news about Eric. What could be going on with him now? Has he started coughing up blood again? Is he ready to retire again? Or does he want to take back his spot as the CEO of Forrester Creations? All of these stories have been done before, but why not repeat them, right? After all, we never learned what ailment Eric actually had 2 years ago, so John Finn Finnegan may not have been able to cure it permanently. After Liam Spencer was recently dying, we are not sure we can handle another death, and dying story with a happy ending, but it looks like the show might be headed there again. While Brooke gets some shocking news about Eric, Dollar Bill Spencer takes on Ridge Forrester in Katie Logan's defense. He can't believe FC would just replace her without even telling her, but Ridge has reasons. He really believed Katie was better off taking some time away from it all and not dealing with the PR fallout from Luna's actions. Bill just takes this as Ridge not having enough faith in his Katie to do the job right. Will Ridge be shocked when Bill tells him that he offered Katie a position at Spencer Publications? Will she even take it? It will be a big change for Katie, but maybe it is the change that she needs. Hedge your bets. The bold and the beautiful, spoilers say the odds of Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes keeping their paws off each other are slim to none. The star-crossed lovers will continue to share steamy hugs and longing gazes on the soap, and at this rate, they might even hit the sheets by Christmas. Will Deacon and Taylor be able to fight their urges? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next week on B&B, spoilers down below. Deacon Sharp agreed to give his marriage one more shot, but it's obvious that his heart just isn't in it anymore. While Sheila Carter is none the wiser, her hubby has been falling in love with his therapist, Taylor Hayes. Deacon and Taylor's chemistry is undeniable, and fans are loving the new couple. There's only one problem. Deacon is still married to Sheila Carter. This week on B&B, spoilers say that Deacon and Taylor will have another secret meeting, and the sparks will be flying. It has been a while since any of the characters on the soap have had this kind of chemistry. Sheila's husband has about one more secret therapy session in him before he crosses a line. Taylor Hayes has always been known to have high standards and a sense of morale on bold. Normally, she would never cross a line with one of her patients, a married one at that. But she also knows how crazy Sheila Carter really is. If Deacon argues he needs to handle the breakup delicately and prolongs leaving his wife, it's a valid excuse. Do you think that Deacon and Taylor will hit the sheets before Christmas? Will the doc sleep with her patient while he's still a married man? Bill channeled his dollar bill energy on today's episode, but he acted more like a bull in a glass shop. He had a bone to pick with Ridge, especially after he shot down Katie's pitch. Bill felt bullish about Katie. He remarked about how unappreciated she is at Forrester. Katie admitted that it has been frustrating lately. Bill brought up the idea of her leaving Forrester again, to which she refused to address. Ridge was annoyed upon learning that Bill was in the building. He also didn't like hearing that Katie went back to him. Donna, Eric, Ish, and Brooke told Ridge to let it go. But he couldn't. Ridge went to see why Bill was there. Bill said it was time for him to defend Katie's honor. He told Ridge that he's penalizing Katie by insulting her intelligence. Ridge told Bill it was none of his business what was going on at their company.